So, good morning. This is Kathy for Getting Chatty with Kathy, and I want to thank everybody for coming and listening to our show today. Whether you're on a walk or you're on a drive or trying to fall asleep, I hope that you enjoy our conversation today. Today, I have Michelle McMillan on. She is the artistic director for Youth Ballet of Saskatchewan, which is a dear organization to my heart. I am a strong proponent for people to get involved in the arts and culture of our community, and Youth Ballet definitely fills that cup for me my whole life. I myself went there from a little girl all the way through high school, and now my daughter's actually there doing the same thing. I think she's on her, like, she started when she's 3 and she's 10. Like, it's crazy, and she loves it. So anyways, I love Youth Ballet, and Michelle is steering the ship there, and she's doing a fantastic job, and I just want everybody to know about it. So Michelle.
Thank you so much, Kathy, for inviting me to be part of your show today.
Thanks for coming. It's fun to have people that are doing wonderful things on, because it's so easy to talk about.
Well, I'm really passionate about dance and passionate about the Youth Ballet, and I'm really excited to be able to share some of my experience with you and your listeners.
Thanks. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before we talk about the company? Why don't you just tell me how you got passionate about dance?
Well, that's definitely a long story, but I begged my parents to let me dance. I was forever twirling on the yard in the grass in the front yard, and they begrudgingly allowed me to start dancing when I was about 6. And this was back home in California. That's where I'm from.
Oh.
And that's it. I fell in love with dance immediately and haven't looked back. And I think I felt a real sense of camaraderie and community. I had a safe place to express myself. I got a chance to use my talents and push myself to places I didn't think I could go. And it was a very special environment for me that I recognize now as a woman in her midlife, how totally instrumental it was in my mental health, and beyond just the joy that it gave me from being able to dance. So really life-shaping and life-changing.
So I think a lot of us dancers have like some influential people that really helped guide us. Can you tell me about your experience? Like, how did you in California start dancing and make your way all the way to Regina, Saskatchewan?
Yeah, it's a long journey for sure. One of my friends in kindergarten took dance classes, and so I was inspired by her. And then once I started dancing, I was certainly inspired by my teachers. I think that those teachers gave me some confidence, and they encouraged me when maybe others wouldn't. I have some very special teachers that have been part of my life, and they believed in me when no one else would. And I think that me being able to trust them kind of allowed me to take that hard dive into the professional realm of dance, and I owe it to them, because I wouldn't have tried if I didn't feel like someone believed that I could actually do it. So years of performing and years of doing lots of different kind of productions, and from ballet to commercial work. Keeping an open mind was really important as well, to just search for new opportunities. And then it was in a production that I met my husband, and he's from Regina, and so we ended up moving here.
Shush.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to dig a little deeper into this. I need more info. So you start a production, and are you dancing in it, I'm assuming?
I am dancing, and he was singing, so
he's in the arts too?
Yeah. Yeah, not any longer, but he sang in a number that I was dancing in. So there was a lot of really strong emotional pulls, and I was certainly drawn to his singing and performing capabilities, and him just being a wonderful person. And
I'm sure he didn't mind watching you dance.
Yeah, I think so.
Come on, like, wow.
I think he was certainly a big fan of my dancing too, and yeah, the rest is history. His family's here, so he knew he wanted to move back to Saskatchewan, to the prairies, and yeah, we bought some land and live on a farm.
Really?
Yeah.
So when you were in California, were you a city or were you like on a farm there? Or?
I was not on a farm. I lived in a suburb of Los Angeles, and certainly had the more traditional kind of suburban life,
Mm-hmm.
and no access to wild animals or country life. It was not my
farm fields.
that was not my was not my thing. So but I love it. We have really embraced the quiet, beautiful prairie countryside and all that has to offer. And
The skies. Like I can't imagine what you guys get to see every morning and
it's
every evening.
beautiful, and I have so many photos of all those gorgeous sunsets, and yeah, the birds in the morning. It's a real gift to be able to live in such peace and tranquility on this beautiful land that
Yeah.
we're so fortunate. So yeah, it's our home. It's I've been here now 17 years.
So you move here, and then how did you connect with Youth Ballet? Did you start dancing there?
No, really interesting. I went to a production of the Youth Ballets, and I met the artistic director at the time. Her name is Connie Moker-Wernikowski, and we were introduced. My husband actually introduced me to her because he was doing lighting design and for the theater at the time. We had just moved back to the city.
And what a wonderful person Connie is.
Yes.
She's so calm and passionate about dance, and nice and welcoming and safe. So what a wonderful person for you to connect with right off the hop.
It was very lucky.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah, it was really a fortunate connection for me. I being brand new to the city, wanting to know what the scene was like and what young people were doing, and I was just blown away with the maturity and the diversity of the offerings at the Youth Ballet. And so once I had a working visa, I was able to start teaching.
How lucky are we? And I remember when Nora started, you were actually, I think, maybe you weren't expecting yet, but during this period, maybe, was it before COVID? Did you have a little one?
I did. He just turned 7. I know.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I can't believe that was 7 years ago that I saw you like that. Like,
Yeah.
time flies.
Yeah, it really does. So, yeah, my youngest is 7, and he just finished dancing at the dance camp. Yeah, I was really proud of him. So he climbed in there and had a marvelous time last summer. Yeah, just
2 days ago or whatever it was. You know what I think though is boys are much more welcomed into the dance scene. Like when I was young in the 80s and 90s, like dancers, you got to be a professional dancer. That was kind of like the stream you would go. Maybe you could join a company or something. But now there's like all these music videos, productions, TV. Like it just seems like dance is way more than what it was 30 years ago, let's say.
Well, I think that there is a acknowledgement in society in general that there are lots of streams of dance. There's lots of avenues to explore. Social media certainly, I think, has opened some people's eyes to that. But despite that, I think our culture is needing to catch up with the fact that dancing is for everyone, boys included, and
big or small,
small, young or old.
Short, yes.
Yeah, that they bring such a special energy. We all are movers. When we're born, we want to move. We want to connect with music. We want to connect with our bodies, and young people automatically feel this desire to move and to dance. And I think at some point it kind of gets cut off from their experience. And so it's really nice to see those young people start dancing, and hopefully it's something that they can carry with them for their whole life. If anything, it ends up being like an appreciation.
dance to me is definitely a tool in my tool belt too to make me happy.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like it's the best way to get those, like, that energy out when you're feeling like mad. You can play some music and you can just feel, and it's a release to get those feelings out. And it's nothing like I've ever felt before or found since, like doing maybe a modern dance or a passionate thing. It's so electric.
Yeah, I completely agree. It is a feeling that it is all encompassing, and you almost separate yourself from wherever you are in that present moment. You suddenly transport yourself to
That feeling.
a different place, a happy one. Yeah, hands down, dance got me through so many hard times growing up. It was that one place where I could leave those worries and those troubles behind, the stress of school or problems this, here or there or wherever. You could go, and that physical release and the emotional release and the focus and concentration of dance, it just really brought me to a place of well-being.
Yeah, it's like a therapy almost.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. So how can somebody that has never taken dance before and wants to feel that, how can they do that at Youth Ballet?
Youth Ballet is a very special place because it is inclusive and it has something for just about every age you can imagine. So our youngest dancers are 3.
And they're so cute.
And we have a preschool dance program for them. And then, of course, all the other young people. And once you get to university, we have a post-secondary program. And then we have an adult program as well. That's been around for decades. This is the 40th year of the Youth Ballet.
That's crazy.
And for decades, we've had this beautiful adult program. And there are so many of us that danced when we were younger, or maybe never had the opportunity or chance. Like, I've heard some amazing, touching stories of people that wanted to dance.
And they couldn't.
And they couldn't afford it, or they didn't have access. And now, as adults, they're giving themselves that treat. And you're never too old to start. There is a class that is for you. So we have beginning ballet, and we have modern dance, and different, like, somatics class, a Pilates class. Occasionally we've had yoga, not at the present moment, but we try to offer something for our adult community as well. And we have dancers that are in their 80s. It is inspiring, and it does something to keep you feeling young, to keep you feeling vibrant, to keep you moving. So it's like a little fountain of youth. I think dance will kind of keep you connected to those beautiful feelings that you had when you were younger. So yeah, to hop on the website, to check out what we offer. We're just a phone call away too. We're happy to help answer any questions you have. And we also have like a drop-in class if you want to just come and try it out. That's always an option. And throughout the year, we'll offer sessional classes. So maybe it's 4 to 6 weeks. Come give ballet a try. Come give modern a try.
Does a person have to get all the gear out? Like, I know, like, the ballet shoes and the tights and the leotard. If you're just giving it a try, I'm assuming you can just show up in kind of like some comfy clothes and give it a go?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would never want anyone to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on stuff that they feel like they just want to have an opportunity to see what it's like before they make some sort of a commitment at all.
So you'll make it easy for people to give it a shot.
Yeah.
I think that the ability to get out and just shake your booty to whatever music and just let loose is definitely something that we all could use every day, honestly. It would definitely make the world a happier place. So Youth Ballet's evolved over the years. I'm going to say 40 years. So I was going there, I'd say I started maybe 36 years ago. So it was Mr. and Mrs. A.
Yes.
And I cannot say their last name for the life of me, so I'm just going to keep it there. And we were at the exhibition, and we would literally see cows going through, and we would dance, but the floors were wonderful because they were wood floors. And then we slowly grew, I think, out of there. And then we were at the Center of the Arts.
Yes.
And so I remember that was just a beautiful place to be. And then now I really think when you're talking about ages and the way that youth ballet is, I think that where you guys have landed now is like amazing.
It is really special when you think
Yes.
about that we're connected to a seniors community center and care home.
Yes.
So at Sallow Gardens, we are sharing this beautiful building with seniors, and we get to see them walking through the halls.
It's just a community there.
It is, and they sometimes will come in and see what we're doing, come in for a performance. So it is a beautiful mix of young and old, and just the other day there was a senior walking through with a walker and has a little basket kind of on the front, and this little girl went up to her and asked for a ride.
Oh, I love it.
and she
You
gave her
probably made her day.
and gave her a little ride in her walker,
pusher.
and just took her down the hallway, and it obviously brought a smile to everyone's face. So it's a beautiful facility.
Oh my goodness, the studios have these like beautiful floors, high ceiling. Like I have never seen such a nice studio. I'm so proud that we have this here in the city for people to go. And you'd think that ballet would be expensive and modern and all these sort of things, but if you compare it to like hockey, cheerleading, gymnastics, it's not actually as expensive at all.
Well, as a nonprofit organization, we work really hard to make class as accessible and as affordable as we possibly can. So beyond, yes, that kind of comparison with some of these other activities, we are always looking for sponsors and grants and donors to kind of help support our efforts at the school so that we can provide this quality, inclusive, dynamic dance experience for our youth and our seniors, or everyone in between.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps keep our costs down.
Well, that's wonderful. So people can give sponsors to sponsor performances or
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Sponsor a dancer, and we have got a special event when we are going on tour or trying to go abroad. We look for sponsors to sponsor our shows, and in 2 days we have a very big show coming up.
Okay, well, tell me about this show. I want to know all about it.
So it's the celebration of our 40th anniversary, and it's essentially our Ruby Jubilee. So it's 40 is a big time.
Yeah, 40 years is a long time for a studio to last.
Yeah, so
And thrive.
We're very proud of the history of youth ballet and the company and all that it stands for: classical dance, modern dance, folk dance. So we're really bringing in all those elements into the performance. We've got ballet and modern, as you would expect, but also flamenco and
Ooh.
kathak. We have Ukrainian dance that goes way back to Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
A. And just a really nice, diverse performance, and some tribute to the future of youth ballet and all that we would kind of hope and aspire to achieve and to become. And on the Saturday evening, on the 18th of November, we're having a limited seating, a catered dinner gala before the performance. So we hope people will join us and come
What a
out.
perfect combination, though. Who doesn't like to get dressed up, have a nice fancy meal, and then watch ballet or any kind of dance
Yes.
performance? That sounds like a perfect night.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's at the Regina Performing Arts Center, and it's a great facility. We have that wonderful opportunity to have table seating and dinner and drinks and all the other seating for those that maybe just want to come to the performance. And we're in the midst of doing school matinees as well during the day. Yeah, sharing dance with the school children in Regina is a really important part of what we do, and so sponsors have helped make that possible. So we're always thankful for those that donate so generously to help us provide tickets for children to come and see our shows. But yeah, we're just thrilled. What an accomplishment for there to be, this vision of Mr. and Mrs. A. Now 40 years later.
Crazy.
Through everything that we've been through, feel really blessed, really thankful that we are still kicking.
Yeah, you guys did a great job in COVID, though. Like you guys having you there was all that we needed during that time. And who cares if we didn't have the perfect studio to do the practice? At least you knew on Saturday morning you still had your dance class and you could like do what you were, part of what regular life was all about. It kind of took us back to our normalcy.
Right. No, it was certainly a challenging time, but our staff, our teachers are so amazing and really did all that they could to make sure that we were making dance accessible somehow.
I loved the girls that had to, like, when you came online, they had to like put you into the right classrooms and stuff.
Yes.
It was a lot of work that you guys put into it. But I tell you, it didn't go unreceived. Like, people were very happy to have it.
Yeah, it was a very unpredictable time. Everyone has their stories about the struggles that they went through.
Well, can you imagine you're in an old folks home too? Like,
well, yeah. I mean, the restrictions were even
you
more.
Go in there.
Yeah, it was more tightly considered.
Yeah.
The health and safety of our community was major.
Yeah.
Major player.
You guys rolled with it and you did what you can, and it was really, really, we were thankful to have that. One other thing that we haven't touched on that I really think is so beautiful, and every year there's a class with special abilities, people that, are so passionate about dance and go onto the stage, and it's just the best performance because it's people that are just truly out there enjoying themselves. And I was wondering if you could explain how that started and how we got involved with, people with special needs to come to dance.
Yeah. We've been running this program for a very long time, for decades. It was in existence when I arrived.
Wow.
So I was very touched and moved, as you are when you see the performance. And it's been such an honor and pleasure to keep that program running. We did expand on the program to, we have more classes now. So it's gone from 1 to 3. And I started a class for children on the autism spectrum, because I have a child on the autism spectrum. And I really wanted him and his little friends to be able to have this opportunity. And at the time, the class that was running, the students were in their late teens. Obviously it is not
too big of an age gap.
Yeah, it was time for a class of real youngsters to form again. So we formulated this new class, and although my son stuck it out for a couple of years, it wasn't his favorite. And I'm not going to force him.
It's fair, but good for him for trying.
Yeah, I was really proud that he gave it a whirl, and he did. I think he did enjoy it. It's just he'd rather do something else. So we all know what that's like. So anyway, the class is still thriving and
beautiful.
I love teaching those kids. They're like family. I don't know. Yeah.
The thing about a dance teacher too, like every year when you go to elementary school, you get a new teacher, right? Yeah. So you have your like 210 or whatever days it works out to together. But with a dance teacher, you have them for years. Like for me, it was Sonia. I had Sonia. She was like this lady from, I feel like down in South America. Oh, what was it? I forget. Do you remember where Sonia was from?
She left before I was around. Could she have been from Brazil?
Somewhere in that region, but the way she taught and it sticks with you because she was with me every day.
Yeah.
So when you say family, it truly is more than what you would ever expect a teacher could build with a student, I think.
Yeah.
Special.
these kids that we were just talking about, I've been with them for 4, 5, 6 years, I think by now.
What an
maybe
influence you can
longer.
make, though, in that time.
Well, you know, when we were in COVID and just getting back into being together, one of the hardest things was not being able to hug them, you know, because that's all. So you do.
Of course, come on, let's get. But you know what? How could we as humans dance together and not connect? Like touching and like being in those movements together is the rhythm of dance.
Yeah, and those children were so happy to be back part
I can
of
imagine.
this community and back to see their friends and back dancing.
See you.
And I think they were happy to see me. They're so sweet, and it was really a beautiful reunion. And all the other students at the school, many couldn't stay. Many had to leave during COVID. There were lots of hard choices that were being made, and I think it is really nice to see students slowly coming back in, and the ones that were there the whole time, I mean, so respectful of all the rules, and okay, we can't hold hands, we won't, we'll do everything that we can so that we can be here and appreciate this opportunity of dancing together. And I think that it's very touching, and we now are in this time feeling more like life has returned to a sense of normalcy. And so I just encourage people to, if you thought you missed your chance because the last few years haven't enabled you, come on and give it a try. Do not be scared. Come talk to me, come talk to Jessica in the office. We'll find a way to make your interest known, see if we can do what we can do to get you involved. Because I think it's really sad when someone has a fear or a worry that it's too late, they've missed their chance, and
it's never too late.
No, I just don't believe that that's the way it needs to be.
Dance can be with you forever.
Yeah. You just have to, we just have to make it happen.
Lean in.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to thank you immensely for everything. Having you here today just to talk about your passion is wonderful, but everything involved with Youth Ballet and the 40th event coming up just this weekend, I'm just so proud to be a part of that community. And anybody that wants to join, we would welcome you with open arms.
Thanks for having me.
My
yes, I second that for sure. Open arms.
Open arms. Thank you out there, and take care. Bye now.